All right, I got my buddy Steve Parker back here, and he has been throwing a little bit of a hissy fit lately about this 98 GMC 1500 Sierra. Because what was it doing, Steve?
Start and stop.
Start and stop. Start, run for 2 seconds, 1 second, and then shut immediately back off.
Right. It's like the little bit of fuel that initially goes in the fuel rail.
Yeah.
It would burn that off and then would quit. So you don't know whether if it's a fuel issue or if it's a ignition issue or what the issue is. So, and the bad thing about it is every time you replace something up to a point, it would crank and run for like 2 weeks. Just absolutely coincidence. So first thing was mass airflow sensor, then crank sensor.
Yeah, crank sensor.
Cam sensor.
Computer.
Finally, it just flat would not run. It would not start. The first thing was is we thought it was anti-theft.
Correct.
And so it was delete that.
You deleted it.
Go online, watch a video, delete it. Because the way they want you to do it is you take all of this radio, all of this out, take the dash out, take the ashtray out, take everything out. That's the box right there.
Yep, that's the passkey module right there.
Right. You have to try and get all of this off and get that up over to here. I worked on it for 2.5 hours. I could not get it over there. Here's the fastest, easiest way to do it. A 3-inch hole saw on your drill, and you just cut yourself a hole right there, and there's that box. And you can move it right down and unplug it and do whatever it is you want to do. Don't try and get it up here like the other YouTubers tell you to do.
Yeah, don't try to pull the passkey module out through the top. Just drill a 3-inch hole saw right in this spot in the... Now don't drill into your module, right, Steve?
The module is actually mounted over here.
Oh, it slides into that.
So, you're right. So the wire, the trick is getting the wire off of it. Correct. Not so much getting the module. This is the end of it.
Right.
The module is easy to get in and out. It's the wire you can't get off.
So that access hole gives you easy access to the wire.
Right, you just can get the module out of the bracket and get it to the hole and get the wire off.
Okay.
And the module will fall out the bottom.
So it takes a 2.5 hour project and turns it down into, what, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you just got to take this kick panel off.
Right.
So after some more, he bypassed it and deleted that module and left it out of the circuit.
Right.
Well, that doesn't always work because of the battery situation.
Then the new computer came. So you have to do it all again. And then I put it back in and it wouldn't run. And so now we're looking at the injector spider. Everybody's trying to say, okay, well, it's that, it's that. Well, tested all of those 16 wires. It's not that. So now Jason spent hours and hours researching, and we put the pass lock back in it, which these trucks don't have a body module. That pass lock is the body module.
Pretty much.
And so we put that back in and we did the little relearn process and truck started up. Problem is that it would do that before. It'll run for maybe a week or two, and then one day you go to get in it and it just flat won't start.
That's right.
So now this new little trick hopefully is going to be the answer. So
we're going to do a resistor kit to bypass this GM passkey. I'm pretty sure this is passkey 2, the second incarnation of it.
Right, they don't have, there's no chip on the key.
The first version had keys that had a little chip on the key, and everybody called it a computer chip. It's really just the resistor. That's really all a computer chip is.
So when you go to the key place to get keys made, he will read that resistor.
Yeah.
And then he's got all the blanks up there.
Exactly.
You know, and he'll get you the right one.
Now in this passkey 2 system, I'm pretty sure that whatever is the resistor or the switch or the magnet or the ball or whatever operates that module is within the ignition switch or the wiring to it somehow, some way. Still don't know exactly how it works, but what we're going to do is bypass that switch out of the circuit. And I bought, filming with one hand here is always fun. Comes in this little, it's from STI Trade. I like this thing so much, I will absolutely drop a link down below if you're interested in getting something like this. If you buy through the Amazon link, I will make a small commission on it, but it's worth it not having to look for this because it's kind of hard to find. It comes with this little resistor holder here, which looks just like that, and it's got the 2200 ohm resistor already with it, and we're going to install it,
which is supposed to be what this truck is, right?
Yes, all of them I think are 2200 ohm, but you can actually take a reading if you want to and find out what the module wants. But really all that kind of tells you is what the previous setup was, I guess. When you install this basically overrides and bypasses the ignition switch or key situation. You also have to have these if you want to do remote start. If you want to install remote start, you have to have this. Otherwise,
you can also get the adjustable one if you just flat don't know.
You can get adjustable resistors and chain, just dial it in.
Yeah, put it
take
on
a
number
test.
1 and it either starts or it don't.
Correct. Yeah.
Put it on number 2, try that one.
So, and because I've got so much experience with HVAC, low voltage nightmare control boards and crap like that, this is kind of like right up my alley. So we're going to take the steering column collar off first, yeah. And then we're going to get to the wiring that we need. All right, we got the bottom steering column trim off, and the wires, we didn't take the top off because it's kind of a hassle. You got to pull that ignition cylinder and all that. So you'll see up at the top here, at the top of the switch, you've got this orange wire with the black tracer. You've got the yellow, right? Dang, this is hard with one hand. Right there. These two wires will pass through this connector, and they come out on the bottom of the column. And this is where you want to install this bypass, somewhere in this area. It's kind of out of the way and safe. So the yellow and the black tracer is the wire that we're going to just basically put the Scotch lock adapter on. And then this one here gets cut, and it will connect to the resistor connector. The end that goes back up to the switch will just be capped off and left alone. So that resistor connector that I bought is going to pretty much replace whatever happens in here to provide the correct resistance at all times. You don't have to depend on this to the computer.
Turn on the passlock.
Correct.
Or anti-theft.
And it should work. If it doesn't work when we do this, we'll have to do the relearn process over again, and we will show you how to do that. Okay, after finding my reading glasses, doing a significant amount of grunting and moaning and groaning, we have our bypass in here.
See the little resistor?
That's the little 2200 ohm resistor that plugs into this quick lock deal here. Got the yellow wire going to the ignition switch at the top, cut. It goes into here, comes out the other side through this resistor, and then we got this other, I don't know what these are called exactly, but I use them.
It's a Scotch lock.
It's a Scotch lock with a spade adapter on the end that comes with its own connectors.
For a 1/4 inch speed.
Yeah, plug that into there, and that completes our circuit. And this has essentially bypassed the ignition switch problem that he was having.
We hope.
And then
That's the problem.
whatever the problem was up in there will just be gone forever. We'll take what's left of the yellow wire, where I cut it off right there, cap that off, and then we'll get all this put back together and taped up nice and Steve Parker approved, and then we'll see if the truck starts. All right, I don't know if Steve's got any faith in me or not, but here's what we got. We got this all plugged in and together. We're gonna go ahead and see if this worked before we go putting stuff back together and celebrating with a bottle of champagne. Right,
yeah,
Steve? All right. And there it goes again. Now, this is what the truck was doing before. Okay, it runs and immediately shuts off. So now we're gonna do the relearn process. Okay, when I do this relearn stuff, and especially on this truck, it's got daytime running lights that like to come on when you turn the key on. So, and even if it didn't, I still hook a battery charger up. So we got her cooking now. The relearn process is try to start the truck. Sorry about the noise. Then just leave the key on after it won't start. Close the door, and we'll wait 10 minutes. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Open the door, turn the key off. We'll go ahead and try to do the same thing again. Okay, just gonna leave the key on, let it sit for 10 more minutes. All right, so I had to go grab a sandwich, and Steve Parker finished this key relearn process, because what you have to do with a key relearn, Steve,
yes,
is
now
you have
that
to,
you know,
yeah, now that I've already
close the
told
door.
him, and then I didn't do it right, and then he refreshed my memory about what I told him.
Yeah.
You have to open the door, do the key, turn it on, leave it for 10 minutes. And then you got to close the door.
You have to get in,
Get
try
in.
and start it,
Yeah.
and then leave the key on, get out, close the door.
Close the door.
Wait 10 minutes, get back in the truck, close the door.
Yes.
Try and start it. If it don't start, turn the key. No, you have to turn it.
You leave it.
Yeah.
You leave it on for 10 more minutes.
And then
yes.
you had to get in the truck, shut the key off,
Yes.
then turn the key on and try and start it.
Right.
So-
Exactly.
But the door, the deal is the door has to be closed.
You got to close the door. That's part of the key cycle. So let's see if Steve did it thoroughly, the way that I taught him to do it.
The key's in the seat, I think.
The key is in the seat.
Tired of hearing the buzzer.
All right, here's our key. Look at that. Now this, Steve's already got it packed away, which I knew he would. This is the resistor bypass right here. It's all nice and zip tied up in there, and that will take that switch gizmo out of this and kind of relocates it down here. And now this truck can even have automatic remote start put in it. So there you go.